love at the night. All I wanna do is love, I don't wanna fight. Why you coming at me telling me to get in line? I can see the pride coming up out your eyes, I'm not surprised. How can I do this? You sound like Judas, confide in the jeweler. I see mountain trying to move her, you live for the moolah. That's kinda cooler, frying the noodles. You pray to Buddha, I bow to Yeshua, I ain't that foolish, no. I've been on the road too long, the Pro Tools broke, but folks who hope. They got anxiety, but cope with dope. Why you think they listen to NF? Why you think we go to service, never hear the message? Attention span gone, the Instagram one. We give the bread off for likes to get on. We build a kingdom, but where was God's son? I don't need no spot at your table, I'm here to see his will done.
Holla, 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 don't forget about the game, yeah. If it ain't about progression, better get it out my face. And show by your aggression, but we running our own race. We can't stop the blessing, film, just get up out our way. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable.
I used to call people and they never call me back. Now they hit my phone like the minute they hear me rap. Oh no, I ain't with the nonsense. I'm a pilot, you a punches. Y'all are not my friends. Yeah, I'ma run this race at my own pace. At my table, always say grace. Holy Father up in heaven, yeah, that's how we pray. You need faith to please God. Reach out, reroute your way of thinking. What if I told you that you were dated like Pinkett? If I drove a Lincoln, would you think so different than me? Hope a Bentley and identity would never coincide. I think the enemy would try to catch with something flashy running by. Yeah, they want a piece of the pie, but I'm not willing to divide unless I give it the tithe. Y'all be acting so divine, more like hypocritically. If Jesus came up to your table, would you give him a seat? You act so famous, when all of that glory belong to Jesus our Savior. Don't speak, just save it, I'll break bread for ages, cause my table consists of J. Crumb and Fameless.
Holla, 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 don't forget about the game, yeah. If it ain't about progression, better get it out my face. And show by your aggression, but we running our own race. We can't stop the blessing, film, just get up out our way. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable.
Hey, life is what you make it. Yeah, it's heavy. On me, oh, tell me why they sleeping on me, They say the early bird gon' get the worm. Feel like I'm stuck in line, waiting my turn. All of the L's I took are lessons I learned. Success, it gotta be earned. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh, tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh, tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh, tell me why they sleeping on me. On me, oh, tell me why they find me in the middle of the map, right in the center. I'm a saint right now, but we all born sinners. Take a couple L's if you wanna be a winner. When I think about the beat, it's synonymous with dinner. I've been eating too long, still starving. Throwing seed like I got my own garden. And I'm talking to the king while I'm flipping through James, making sure my cardiac don't harden. Mind your manners, Midwest flow, country grammar, out the slammer, way too free, and I rep my set. Young OG, loves my drug and IOD, prize my heel, my Achilles. Yeah, I mean that it come before the fall. Grace deserving all. My sin had me there, Yahweh took it all. I spit the truth in the booth, shaking lies off for ya. My God, covered in the blood, you would think that I was fangs on Dracula. My God, flip it all around, you would think he had your life on spatula. All ops will get massacred on the day that he comes right back for us. They say the early bird gon' get the worm. Feel like I'm stuck in line, waiting my turn. All of the L's I took are lessons I learned. Success, it gotta be earned. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Oh, tell me why they sleeping on me. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll.
Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. What is going on, Mafia? We got an amazing show for you tonight, and I do want to start this stream off by saying that this is going to be a little bit of a short stream. As you guys, I think I mentioned yesterday, I do have family in town, but I was not going to cancel this stream. Obviously, we got to give the Mafia that sauce. So we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, guys. Are we going to break down? Are we going to get a bounce? The signals on the chart are actually extremely mixed. It's hard to read, but I want to try to clear things up for you guys and let you know what I'm expecting to happen here on Bitcoin, which if you've tuned in the past few days, you should be pretty up to date on what we're looking at because Bitcoin, nothing really has changed at this point, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update, and then I do want to take a look at some of the altcoins, more specifically Dogecoin, as it is setting up in a very, very bullish pattern. There were some articles written about this earlier today, talking about this bullish pattern and kind of what has happened in the past. We were in a similar bullish pattern in 2020 before a massive breakout, which kind of just makes sense with the bull market coming in. So we're going to be taking a look at Dogecoin as well. But before we do it, guys, I need you guys to bully Tony D out of the chat. He's literally at a wedding, guys. He's not traveling for a wedding and hanging out today and the wedding's tomorrow. Like, he's literally at the wedding right now. So somebody please bully Tony D out of the chat and tell him to go have fun with his friends. Wait, hang on. Tony, your friends or my friends? Did I not get invited to the wedding? Whatever. Anyway, shout out to Tony D, guys. Kick him out of the chat. Mods, ban him. Get him out of here. I don't know. Make that guy go have fun. You don't have to work today, Tony. Get the heck out of here. I will say, though, not having Tony D here, you don't realize just how... We know Tony D does a lot, right? But you just don't know how much someone does until you need them and they're gone. But Tony D, go relax. Have fun. You deserve it, bro. And get the heck out of chat, bro. Tyler Durden said, look at me. I am the captain now. Shout out to Tyler Durden, Captain Kirk in the chat. We got Rob the Crypto Snob as well. I'm sure Chemistry Bro, Crypto Anon, Crypto Billy will pop in at some point. Show the mod some love. Tony D, put your money in your pocket and get the heck out of here. But we appreciate you, bro. Go have a good time. The Mafia is giving you the day off. But with all that being said, guys, shout out to Al Jr. What is going on? We got Anna Maria in the chat. We got Beth Up, said LFG Candle Mafia. Guys, Golden already gifted 50 Frankie Candles membership memberships in the waiting room. If you just came into the chat, you probably instantly got a membership. So shout out to Golden. As always, we got Bullish on Parade. Darren does things as always. What is going on? He said, I'm here, but I'll be lurking tonight. Smash that like. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Shout out to Darren does things. Tony D dropping a $20 tip. Shout out to Tony D. Get the heck out of here, bro. What are you doing? You better block me on Zelle, bro. Shout out to Tony D, bro. What are you doing? Go have fun, bro. But last but not least, we got we got Bruno in the chat. What is going on? V-Slim, the OG. What is going on? And last but not least, we got Hodl Crypto and Dave P, not to be confused with Dave D. And don't forget, guys, Hannah King is in the chat. Drop those tiaras and drop those golden emojis if you love Golden and Hannah. But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and check this out. We are probably, again, it is going to be a little bit of a short stream. I am going to be going out with the family. And before we jump into the charts, we are going to be having a special analyst come on and take a look at Dogecoin for us. Much, in my opinion, much better analyst than me. But I want to see what his take on Dogecoin is. So stick around for that. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. We got the stream deck hooked up here now, so maybe a little bit smoother. Shout out to the new beats, the fire songs that we had playing earlier. There's those emojis in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Dave Digital. What is going on, brother? But with all that being said, let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. Now, obviously, guys, we're basically in the same situation we were in yesterday, right? Just kind of meandering around below the range here. Mafia, it's kind of boring, right? Now, obviously, I am still in my scalp long, guys. I have not been stopped out yet. They just won't take me out. But I am still in that scalp long trade. If I get stopped out, obviously going to be a small loss. And clearly, more importantly, we have this key level sitting down here at the golden pocket, this $50,000 level we've been looking at not only yesterday, but the day before, and the day before, and the day before, as we've just been stuck in this range. So the key levels remain the same. And like I said, probably what I'm going to do here, guys, I'll give a quick analysis on Bitcoin, and then we'll take a look at Dogecoin. I'll fly through some of the alts, but I really don't want to spend too much time on Bitcoin here just because nothing really has changed that much. And I want to get as much sauce in this short stream as possible. But key levels, very simply, are still remaining the golden pocket, fresh daily, as well as this point of control we have from this little area of consolidation. Kind of hard to see it when I hover over it. But this range right here between $50,150 and $49,736 is going to be the next key zone of support. So if we wind up breaking down below this shelf of volume, as you can see, if I kind of try to draw the straightest line I can, if we break down below these lows, guys, you kind of have that volume gap leading you right into that golden pocket. So definitely going to be that very, very key level that you want to keep your eye on here on Bitcoin if we get that weekend dump. Now, obviously, honorable mention here, right below that, we got $49,326.786 retracement, which, even if we are going to get a bounce off that golden pocket, we may go for that 786 briefly before getting a bigger bounce to come in. Now, I will kind of break down the local analysis, but real quick, I just want to come up to some of the higher time frames because the mixed signals are kind of out here, guys. We're just in one of those situations where we're kind of just got that boring price action. The indicators are a little bit chopped up, but we do have some bearish stuff popping up. And yesterday, you will know, we were looking at this money flow on the 4-hour time frame, crossing over into the red, making that a more bearish sign than anything, as this money flow crossover into the red could indicate that we are going to get a sustained movement, sustained trend to the downside, and it could possibly continue here, right? Now, on top of that, we have the 2-day red dot that just wound up confirming, I believe yesterday, or maybe the day before, but we did just recently confirm this red dot on the 2-day, and on top of that, we also have the 3-day red dot has now just started to print. Now, again, guys, based off money flow, we are not going to be looking for this to be some kind of a massive meltdown based off our money flow, right? Look at the 3-day money flow, absolutely thick AF, guys. And by the way, AF is a word, not an abbreviation. I just like saying thick AF. I don't know, something I grew up saying. It's definitely not an abbreviation for anything. But anyway, that red dot on the 3-day, just another kind of thing that could potentially give us a little bit more of a pullback. And again, locally, going to be looking down towards that $50,000 level. If we go ahead and pull up our liquidation heat map, we basically have been looking at this almost every single stream for the past week. But if we run that 1 month liquidation heat map and we zoom in on our price action, you could kind of see all of our key levels below. You see that $50,000 zone has quite a bit of liquidity. It's not really that intense when you're looking, at something as intense as down here at 41.7. But looking at the local price action, this is the closest liquidity, and it is coming in near that $50,000 zone, making it not only likely to visit, but once we tap into those liquidation levels, we could see a quick wick down, potentially down to about 49,700, which coincidentally is basically the bottom of our box here, which has that fresh daily level sitting there at 49,750. And then again, even if we get that bigger breakdown, that 786 at about 49,324 is going to give you some decent backup support. So again, we are not confluent, but this is, somewhat in agreement with the liquidation heat map. And then, that next zone down here at about 47.4 is the next start of, some kind of significant liquidity all the way down to about 46K. And this is also confluent with some of our other levels. Let me see exactly where that starts right here. Yeah, 47.3. Very simply put, guys, POC of the macro range right here, $47,333. So not only do we have the POC, but we also have the liquidity or those liquidation levels kind of in agreement. So these are definitely going to be the next bigger zones. If we get some kind of a crazy meltdown over the weekend and we are going to get a big dump, these are the two gigantic zones that I'm looking at for long positions. And remember, guys, we are level-to-level traders. We don't just get into willy-nilly trades because we think price is going to dump. Once we get down to these levels, I'm not just blindly longing off of these levels. We are assessing the price action, right? Because if we do not get bullish confirmations, it is going to be more likely that we are going to lose this level. And in my opinion, this daily and this 786 Fibonacci retracement level, honestly, I am tempted to say the daily specifically, right? Because if we get below that daily and can't get back above, obviously you do have a pretty big fall off in volume all the way down to about 48.3. And in general, really the next significant level would be that point of control from down here at 47.3. So if we get stuck under that daily, it does open us up for a potential much bigger move down, looking at that next key level at 47.3. Understanding you do have this high volume node at 48,000. Call it 48,180. That will likely give you some kind of a sticking point, right? It'll give you some kind of what is the word? Interaction, some kind of response, some kind of reaction is the word I was looking for. So there you go. Simply put, guys, nothing new here. To the upside, I want to talk about the local levels of resistance because, as you guys know, yesterday we were obviously just looking within the context of our volume profile here. As we were deviating below that volume profile, this is where you want to, this is not where I entered my long. I obviously entered my long on this swing failure pattern, right? Just for anybody who is learning, if I go ahead and stick this horizontal ray, we had that nice little dip into below this wick low. We hit a little liquidation pocket, which I guess this is worth mentioning as well. We actually do have a significant amount of liquidations. We've already dipped into them a bit, but really between this range low, wick low at 50,618. Let me just recolor this so it's a little bit more clear. Just below that, we actually do have a significant amount of long liquidations, which means that is not what I wanted. Long licks, where are we? There we go. So what that means is if we wind up coming back down to this level and we start dipping into these liquidations, we could see that quick move down, which is kind of what I explained before, but I was using the volume gap to kind of explain that quick move down. But we also have that liquidity sitting there, which once we dip into these liquidation levels and these longs start getting stopped out, those market sells will wind up being created based off those stop losses, pushing price right down into what I would hope is going to be a brick wall of support. But again, if you don't get those confirmations, that brick wall might just absolutely collapse and give us a bigger move down. But these are the levels that we're looking at, guys. And obviously, this is where I entered my long position. I did not get in right on the SFP. I actually actually wound up entering. I got a little bit of a later entry on this one at about 51,100, right below the range. But the thought process for this scalp, guys, is a simple volume profile trade, right? You're looking for the long as you deviate below your range low, and then you're looking for price to come back up, flip your value area low to support, and then continue up to your POC and potentially your value area high, which is where I was looking for a scalp short position, just traditionally based off the volume profiles. When we deviate or hit that value area high, that is where you're looking for the shorts back down to the opposite end of the range. And this is just, big part of our strategy here. However, we basically just front ran that level and came right up into the POC, and we were never able to decisively get above that POC, leading to this next little breakdown that we got. And that's basically how we wound up where we are right now. So with that being said, what are these next levels of resistance? If we do get a bounce to the upside, guys, with the way money flow looks, I am a little bit suspicious, right? Because if we wind up getting a bounce here, I would be a little bit suspicious that we are going to get that big move up to 54.4 just because of those higher time frame red dots, as well as the money flow on time frames like the 4-hour, even the 5-hour money flow is clearly coming out. We talked about this yesterday. Like that 4-hour and now this 5-hour are clearly very bearish looking charts, right? You have your momentum trending to the downside, letting you know momentum is leaving. Your money flow is coming down, looking to cross over that 0 line and potentially cross into the red, indicating that money is leaving the asset, which is obviously going to wind up resulting in a little bit of a dumpski and a potential continuous downtrend. So, because of these things, I am a little bit more suspicious of just getting a massive breakout here to hit our next target to the upside, which is at $54,467, which is our macro range high. If we zoom out enough, it is the macro range high from the top of the previous bull market. I know you guys are all familiar with this, but for anybody who might be new on the stream right now, that is what we are looking at, right? That value area high is just the range high of this volume profile. But again, because of those higher time frame red dots as well as the money flow, I do think even if we get a bounce back into this range, it's going to be a little less likely to look for that big breakout to the upside. So what are those local levels of resistance we can look at? Well, what I would be doing is pulling our fib, and you can see this golden pocket was basically what we wound up rejecting yesterday. We kind of came up, front ran it again, and then finally tapped it and got that, it was kind of the kiss of death before that move to the downside. And we are starting to come down a little bit right now. But, yeah, look at that. 1 hour, 1 hour bull div has been invalidated as this momentum wave has come a little bit lower than this wave right here. So that is a little bit more bearish as well. So again, if we get the bounce, I don't know if I'm necessarily expecting that big breakout, but I would be very careful. I'm going to pull this more local fib here. So I would be very careful. This is our local resistance, guys, right now. Very, very key resistance here on the POC golden pocket, which obviously... let me go ahead and turn this to shorts. This is the level that we basically been kind of rejecting. We just front ran that 786 yesterday. But if we get a move back inside the range, this is kind of where I would be very cautious around the golden pocket POC and especially the 786. If you get above that, obviously your value area high is going to be the next key level. But again, with the way money flow in those higher daily time frames, I don't know if I would be cautious of those rejections at that POC. Now, if you guys know, I know you guys know, I do not typically trade the middle of ranges, right? I like to enter my shorts as we deviate above the range. I like to enter my longs as we deviate below the range, right? So I did not take any short positions up here, right? Doesn't mean you can't take shorts here. This is just my rules for trading, right? And there were actually signs to look for a short here, right? But because we're in the middle of the range, I typically don't look for that. Now, at this point, if we did get back into that range, which maybe is lucky if we do, I would be willing to kind of take a short here with the confluence that we have on this golden pocket NPOC, which I guess technically, which we did technically have the other day, or yesterday, right? We did have that golden pocket POC confluence, but I wasn't looking to take that short because the 3-day didn't have the red dot. The 4-hour money flow still had a chance to come back up. But now at this point, if we did come up there, I would be very cautious around that POC. So we come back up. Clear resistance going to be between about almost $52,000, right? I'd say between 52K and 51,730. Key level of resistance if we can get back up there. So that's really all I'm looking at, right? Just waiting for the bigger breakdowns, guys. And remember, if we do start cracking, let me pull the heat map up one more time. Just to see where these long liquidations start. So let's let me go ahead and zoom in here a bit and get that actual level for you guys. So yeah, the untapped liquidations start at 50,400, which is basically where this box is. We'll just bring it down tiny little bit, right? So there you go, right? If we start dipping but below 50,400, that's where that quick move down to this golden pocket daily blue zone right here could come in. So there you go. You might want to have that marked on your chart because you know, if you wind up getting down there, that's probably where the quick move will start. But you do have support just underneath. But other than that, guys, I don't typically trade on the weekends that much. Recently, I've been kind of doing, getting into some trades here and there. But I typically don't trade on the weekends just due to the low liquidity or low volume. But I also have family here, so I probably definitely not going to be trading this weekend. So I'm really just waiting for the lower levels. I have my alert set here. I also have my alert set up here in case we do get that surprise rip to the upside. But really just waiting for those bigger levels to get hit. So we'll have to see what happens. Locally, to be quite honest with you guys, we were just printing that green dot here, which didn't give us a move to the upside, right? Like, everything is very suspicious, but I am sticking to the money flow. Remember, money flow rarely lies, and even when it does lie, like it did here on the daily, we do get suspicious of it, right? And it's pretty funny because we were actually anticipating this fake out on our daily money flow, and it very rarely lies. But even when it does, it's like, hey, guys, could be a likely situation that we get the fake out here. And I've talked about this before. I think a lot of the shout out to Dave Digital said my stop loss is at 50,400. Shout out to Dave. Definitely a good place to get stopped out because you have to understand that's a great stop loss, bro. Assuming that it's good compared to your entry. I don't know. You could have gotten in way higher, but I'm sure it's a good stop loss percentage wise. But yeah, if you hit that $50,400 level, brother, you definitely want to get out of that trade because that liquidation candle may be on the way, and it may eat your gains up or put you in the red pretty quickly. Let's see. And just to kind of reiterate here, the reason I was looking for a fake out on this money flow, it had to do with a lot of stuff, but mostly it had to do with where we are in the cycle right now, as well as just my experience of looking at market cipher money flow for so long. You could kind of just estimate after seeing it for so long, like, hey, last time we were at this part of the cycle, we started seeing money flow kind of get faked out a lot, and we started spending much more time in the green than the red, which is part of the reason why we were expecting that fake out. Now, just because we faked out on the daily doesn't mean we're going to fake out on the 4 hour, so I am still going to take this money flow at face value. This is bearish money flow. This is also very bearish money flow. Now, we do have the VWAPs coming up, so maybe there's one last little bounce here. But again, not getting too excited on that bounce. If we pump up, I'm going to be very cautious around that POC. And then once you're at the POC, if you continue up, it's nice because you have the context of your volume profile, and you know your next significant level of resistance is going to be that value area high. So with that being said, shout out to 12 Big. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much. He says, you don't think we put in a higher low here and bounce? Shout out to 12 Big. Money flow says no. And again, right, we've seen money flow fake out recently. So it wouldn't be impossible, right? And hopefully if we do put a higher low in here, if we don't break these wick lows, maybe we get the bounce and my scalp long will play out. But again, like I cannot personally ignore this bearish money flow. So if we do bounce, I'm not saying that if we do put a higher low in here, I think we can bounce. But the probability, in my opinion, of breaking out of this range and coming to that $54,400 value area high is just slightly less likely. It doesn't mean it can't happen, but as price bounce, let's say we did get a bounce here and we got back into the range. At this point, once we hold this range, I'm thinking, hey, let's be careful around the POC, but we could be on the way to the value area high. And then maybe at that point, maybe the 4 hour money flow does fake out, but we wouldn't really know until we get to that point. So not impossible to get a bounce here. And I do want to be clear. If we do get a bigger move down, guys, I am not calling off our potential target of $54,467. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's always going to be in the question here, right? If we start breaking real key levels, we're not going to just look up here forever because that's what we thought we were going to hit, and we're just crossing our fingers hoping it goes there, right? Once we start breaking some real key levels, like if we get below this POC, that's going to be a little bit more alarming, right? Because you break this POC, we are at risk of getting much more downside, right? Because your next highest volume node is sitting all the way down here, very low, like in the 40s, right? So, it's not, there is going to be a kind of a line in the sand here for me to completely flip bearish, but that's basically kind of what I would be looking at. So not impossible to bounce here, but I would be suspicious of that being a gigantic bounce. And if we do come down, we could come down. Let me just show you guys real quick. We could come down pretty significantly without breaking the bullish market structure on the higher time frames, right? So even if we came down and tested this point of control, you could just put that higher low in, and then that could be where we get the bigger breakout. So if we do pull back, I don't want anyone thinking, because I have been talking about this $54,000 level for a long time. It's not off the table just yet. But so even if we come down a bit more, not really losing that longer term bullish sentiment. But let's go ahead and actually go ahead and take a look at Dogecoin, guys, because that's basically all we have on Bitcoin. So let me see here. Shout out. Shout out to Crypto Naughty, said, I made it. Frankie, thank you for your help today. Shout out to Tobiko. Shout out to you, bro. That is why I am here. No worries at all. But that is what I am looking at on Bitcoin, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the altcoins, starting off with Dogecoin. And I got my special analyst, or my special guest analyst, sitting here. I'm going to bring him on in a second. But first off, I do just want to bring up this article. This is there were some articles talking about this pattern on Dogecoin. And it is simply, guys, it is a descending, well, you could call it whatever you want. But basically, we are seeing the exact same thing that we were seeing in 2020 as we had these kind of descending triangles forming. And then once we squeak out of that apex of the pattern, you get that big breakout to the upside. And we are seeing something very, very similar happen right now. If we come up to those higher time frames, we are starting to see a very, very, very similar pattern. And we could get that bigger breakout to the upside. But let's have our special guest analyst come on and let's see what he has to say about that cute little doggy coin that everybody wait, hang on. Black screen. Hold up. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I turned the fan off. This was my fault, guys. Yeah, this was all right. We'll bring on the special guest in just a second, guys. I will, come back in like 10 minutes. It'll cool off. But I turned the fan off, the camera fan off yesterday, guys. And I said to Mrs. Candles, I said, I'm not going to turn that back on, and the camera's going to die midstream, and we were correct. We don't just predict Bitcoin. We project our mistakes. But taking a look at Bitcoin, I'll do my analysis, and then we'll have the actual professional come up here and give another little side of sauce on Dogecoin. But obviously, guys, if we come up here to the higher time frames, there is more than one reason to look for a big breakout on Dogecoin, right? Number one, we have our money flow. We have our money flow crossing into the green on the weekly time frame, and we have the green dot confirmed here. And guys, we talk about these weekly money flow crossovers all the time. These weekly money flow crossovers are no joke. The last weekly money flow crossover we got significantly was right here in November of 2020, right about here, and that wound up resulting in a massive move to the upside. Now, I'm not necessarily expecting a move like this. You have to understand there are many reasons for these pumps to kind of be a little bit, as the market cap of the coin gets bigger, it gets a little bit harder to move. So the percentage gains of the next move is likely not going to be the same as this. It will slightly be less, but nonetheless could start that parabolic move to the upside. So not only from a market cipher perspective with the green dot and the money flow crossover into the green, but you also have this bullish pattern that may wind up giving you that bigger breakout to the upside. And what I want to do here is I'm going to pull up some of these Fibonacci extension levels. Bada boom. Your macro golden pocket is sitting all the way up here at about 47 cents, which is basically the all-time high. Almost the all-time high. I guess the technical all-time high here was 76 cents. But this would be a full golden pocket retracement from the high all the way to the low. So I'm not saying we're going to, instantly yeet up to that level. But if you wind up pulling, some more of your local fibs, we do have some targets over here at about 22 cents, which would be still an absolutely monumental move. And this is obviously not going to happen overnight. But I do think a realistic short-term target, if we do get a big move, would be this golden pocket sitting at about 12, almost 13 cents. And on top of that, guys, if we look here, huge volume gap above this volume profile. And Dogecoin is one of those altcoins that are still in their bear market range. And if you guys are interested, or if you're Dogecoin fans, I actually have a Dogecoin video coming out not this week, but probably next week. We will be dropping a Dogecoin video talking about what they have going on behind the scenes. And they are definitely one of the best communities in crypto. And the Dogecoin community does remind me of the CandleMafia a bit. You'll know why when you watch that video. But Dogecoin is still in that bear market range, guys. There are a lot of, and this is a perfect example, Chainlink was in that bear market range forever. And then finally, what happened? You got the weekly money flow crossover, and you broke out of your range for a massive move to the upside. And if you go back to Dogecoin, we are essentially in that same exact pattern, but without the breakout, right? And if we are using, as you guys know, this Chainlink, on this Chainlink chart, what we were looking at was the bear market range, and then once we broke out, we were looking for that next volume profile, or that volume profile from the top of the bull market to look for our next targets. And if we pull up Dogecoin, not only can we look at our golden pockets and 786 retracements, it is a little harder to find your volume profile here on Dogecoin, but what I would do is I would kind of pull it probably to right here. So this would kind of be that bull market volume profile. I know you guys love these targets, and rightfully so, as they are super, super convenient to give you context into where price is likely to go next. And you have your value area low, your POC, and your value area high right here. And sure enough, right, we almost came up here and tested this back in October of 2022, but if we do get that breakout, guys, very similar to Chainlink, you get that breakout, you have low volume, basically up until 14 cents. So that might be your first stop. We could put a level right here, and then once you get above that, you're going to be knocking on your previous value area low. And you guys know, once you get into that range, like this is basically the situation Chainlink's in right now, holding that value area low as support, and then looking for that move up to the POC, flip that POC, look for the move up to the high. Now, Chainlink hasn't made it all the way up there just yet, but this could be the trajectory that we see Dogecoin go on if we finally get that breakout of the range. And I know it's scary, guys. I know you look at this chart, and just like on Chainlink, I know there's probably a lot of people who were looking at this bear market range saying to themselves, oh man, I don't know if I want to buy here. We may get another dip, but you never know if you're actually going to get those next dips, especially when your weekly money flow is such a clear signal that you could get a big move up, and we are seeing that on Dogecoin. I know it seems weird to call for now, or it seems very far away to see a big pump like that, but just understand, we felt like this not only about Chainlink, we also felt like this about Ethereum when we were looking for that move up to $30,000. ETH is at 30K. I'm just kidding. As we were looking for that move up to about $3,000 for Ethereum, I felt crazy looking for these levels as we were kind of, meandering around over here. But sure enough, we see the TA play out time and time again, especially the volume profiles are absolutely reliable. So this is what I am looking at on Dogecoin. Let me see if I can get this camera back on. Am I going to appear? I got to take some Aztec and Cactus Moss water here, guys. Let me see if I can fix this camera real quick. Oh, there we are. Oh, God, you guys are catching me drinking the Aztec and Cactus. I feel like I just got caught doing something bad. But there we go. We are live. But real quick, guys, shout out to the CandleMafia. Let me see. Mrs. Candles is our special guest analyst, guys. We got to get a real professional in here to take a look at Dogecoin for us. Okay, yeah, apparently our analyst is pretty moody. But hey, all right, here we go, guys. Bringing in the professional here. Let's see if we can get him. Let's see if we can get him in here. Hang on, he's a little bit short. Not that, All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. This is our special guest analyst. He's not, you want to say hi to the Mafia, bud? Say hello. All right, tell us what you think about Dogecoin. Is it going up or is it going down? Did you hear that? Did you hear that massive bearish signal on the 4-hour? Tell us more. Okay, so should we buy or should we sell? And how much leverage? Oh. Going down? Oh, no. Okay. The Oracle has spoken, guys. The Oracle has spoken. The Oracle has spoken, guys. Dogecoin, I was wrong. This is why we had to bring in the professional. It's going to zero. 100x short. 100x short on Dogecoin, everybody. I'm just kidding, guys. That is my nephew. You guys know I'm Uncle Candles, and there he is in all his chubby cheek cuteness. That's a baby, not a dog, though. Yo, threw me off. You guys thought it was going to be a dog. One day we'll bring on a dog here. But yeah, clearly that is, he's hard. He speaks in a special language, guys. He was saying, nephew Candles. Yeah, that is one of the most bearish, he's saying he's seeing some of the most bearish signs he's ever seen on a crypto asset right there. Baby bear. Shout out to my nephew, guys. I figured you guys were here. I let you guys know when he was born, so we got to introduce him to the CandleMafia. He has a Frankie Candles hat that he had on, but he got really cranky right before he got on camera. He gets kind of stressed out in front of people, and I don't blame him. You know, he's already a celebrity here. But shout out to Uncle Candles. Let's go. Shout out to the Godfather. But yeah, I didn't know he was going to be that cranky. But yeah, never mind what I was saying, guys. Be careful with Dogecoin. But no, I'm just kidding. But in all realness, guys, I mean, shout out to everybody who watches this stream every day. And because, you know, I really hope, and I just want to be clear, just because we saw Chainlink do this, just because we saw other altcoins do something very similar, where you come to the bottom of the bear market, you accumulate, and then you get the breakout of the range and a big move into your previous value area. It doesn't guarantee this will happen on Dogecoin, but from a probability perspective, guys, it isn't just the pattern. It isn't just the money flow. It isn't just the green dot. It isn't just the fact that a lot of our altcoins that have crossed over into the green, like Doge is doing right now, have gotten the big move up. And Dogecoin might be that kind of lagging asset. It doesn't guarantee it, but from a probability perspective, there are multiple levels of confluence calling for this bigger move up on Dogecoin. And again, keep an eye out in the next couple of weeks. We will be releasing that Dogecoin video. Let's see. If he's packing a number 1 in the diaper, Doge going up. If it's a number 2, Doge going down. It does smell a little bit weird in here, guys. So I don't know. But yeah, you know, I would expect Dogecoin to go on a similar path if we do wind up getting that breakout. And I just hope that you guys see the similarities and you guys are understanding why we are looking for this stuff. So very, very exciting on Dogecoin here. I don't have a huge Dogecoin bag. I'm not a big meme coin guy. I like to gamble on the lower cap meme coins. But hey, meme coin, Dogecoin has proved itself to, you know, it's not a coin that's it's been here for many years. And it's not one of these crazy meme coins that just come and go to zero. They actually have a doxed team, which is something we talk about in that video. It's one of the very few dog coins that you can actually put faces to the names of the people who are behind this. And again, their community does remind me a lot of the CandleMafia, some of the most giving and charitable people. Shout out to Golden. Speaking of an amazing community, shout out to Golden for another 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Yo, Mini Candle, yo, you guys are funny. He was sad we haven't bought more Doge. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. Yeah, he didn't like the purple candles. But yeah, too funny. Yo, maybe it's the yelling. Let's set him up with Randy. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Randy would probably do much better with a baby than me. But yeah, maybe it was the guy screaming in his ear that he didn't like. No, apparently he was getting real fussy off camera. I was like, let's bring him on. And they're like, he's really fussy right now. But yeah, shout out to my nephew. Let's see. Manitor says parabolic rise to $100. Actually, I will say, guys. Let me speak to the mafia real quick. On this article, right? When they're looking at the descending triangles, here's the thing, right? I mean, it is almost identical, right? Like same pattern. But here's the thing. What they're doing here, all they did was pull the bars from this pump and just extrapolated it equally to here, right? Which shows I guess the top here is close to a $10 Dogecoin. Now, shout out to, I forget who brought it up recently, but the coin perspective, if you pull up the coin perspective, you know, if we had a $10 Doge, let's see where, if we had a $10 Doge, let me pull this up really quick. Let's see, Dogecoin, where are we? Come on, Doge. There you are. So if Doge was $10, it would be 118x. And yeah, so the market cap would have to be literally $1.4 trillion. Now, just to remind you guys, the Bitcoin's market cap is just under $1 trillion. So it would literally need to take the market cap and a half almost of Bitcoin to go to $10. And the way they did that measurement was, again, simply what they did was they just pulled the bars and extrapolated them equally, right? They're not taking into account that the market cap grows over time and that makes the asset harder to move. Where are we? They moved everything around on us here. I mean, they did it a while ago, but I haven't pulled bars in a while. There we are. Nope, right here. Okay. So yeah, basically what they're doing is they are just pulling these bars, right? And then they're just equally extrapolating this to the upside, right? And that's how they got that measurement. You can see right here, $11, $12.50, right? So, that's not necessarily an accurate measurement in my opinion. But it doesn't mean that it can't break its all-time high and go higher, but this is it's a little bit disingenuous to me, right? It gets everybody hyped over an $11, $12 Dogecoin. However, I mean, again, look at the market cap. Is that even possible, right? Like Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, if you measure the pumps, right, they get less and less as the market matures, right? So if you just start measuring this stuff from the bottom to the top, what is that? 57,500% from the bottom to the top. Significantly less, from 50,000 to 12,000, right? Then you pull from the bottom again to the top of the 2021 bull run, and look at that, an even more extreme 2,100%, right? So it gets less and less over time, which makes sense as the market matures, and that happens with any asset, right? So Dogecoin would suffer from the same exact thing, and I know there's a lot of talk about Dogecoin having an unlimited supply, which isn't really the case, and we dive into that in the video that I just shot, but just keep that in mind, right? I wouldn't necessarily just, you can't just, that's like saying this, right? Oh no, Bitcoin's at the bottom of the bear market. Last time that happened, we pumped this much. And look at what would have happened if you expected that here, right? If you pull this bars pattern, go from the low to the high, right? And then you just extrapolate this to the bottom, you would have been looking for a almost $40,000 Bitcoin, which was $20,000 less than what you actually wound up seeing, right? Actually, I'm just curious here, guys. What if we measure, I'm surprised I haven't done this. All the stupid experiments I do on the charts here. I don't think I've ever done this. What if we take the last bull run from the bottom to the top at 69K? Actually, maybe I have. There's no way I have not done this. And what does this bring us to? This is interesting because in this cycle, we could potentially see something a little different happen because of the spot Bitcoin ETF. So this brings us up to about $235,000. My targets for the next bull run are between $150,000 and $200,000. So this one actually wouldn't be too far off. But you have to understand what could bring us, we could get that extra push up because of the crazy difference that we see in the asset class. Spot Bitcoin ETF, it's now more well-known than ever, and really the Spot Bitcoin ETF is really the big difference here, right? We have never seen, this legitimizes crypto for real, right? This isn't just some bullish thing, right? This legitimizes not only Bitcoin, but the rest of the space. It doesn't technically legitimize the rest of the space, but it gives a lot more merit or legitimacy to the other assets other than Bitcoin than they had in the past, right? Everyone thought Bitcoin was a scam, and apparently CNBC still thinks that Bitcoin's only for criminals. Give me a break. But anyway, shout out to Steven Diaz. Thank you so much for that $20 super chat, bro. I appreciate that so much. He says, LFG, thank you for all the TA, Frankie. God bless you all. Remember, we make money on the way up and on the way down. Life is what you make of it. Shout out to Steven Diaz. Shout out to you, bro. I really appreciate that so much, and absolutely couldn't agree with you more, bro. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. You did not have to do that, bro. I really do appreciate you, though. But let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's go ahead and check in on chat real quick. Shout out to Donato Cabrera. Ladies love dog with a hat. Should we take a look at Whiff? How long have we been going for here? Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. So that is what I really wanted to cover on Dogecoin, guys. Just be careful. This is a little bit disingenuous in my opinion. But it'll probably look something similar to this. If this thing breaks its next all-time or its last all-time high, and we see Dogecoin go on a huge run, it's probably going to be something similar to this. I just don't know if I'd have my eyes set on $12 exactly. If you guys wanted more of my, legitimate opinion or what I think is not disingenuous. I mean, obviously, to return to your all-time high, that would be the next biggest target to look for, 70 cents, which would be a pretty massive move from where we are right now. I'll just get it generally here. I'm probably not going to get it to the dollar. Why does the shortcut to pull my measuring never work? Okay. So to the previous all-time high, we got about a 761% increase. That would be that's not too shabby at all. But if we get that break above that 786, these are the next levels I would look for, right? $1 for Doge. It's pretty, yeah, that's, what would the market cap be at that point? Let's check it. Where did the coin perspective go? Bada boom. Let's see. If we went to $1, what would that be? That's coin market cap. That is not what I wanted. Bada boom. Coin perspective. This is what I wanted. But yeah, if we went to $1, what would that bring our market cap to? Let's see. Come on. $1. Let's see. Yeah, so 134 billion. What is Doge market cap right now? Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so yeah, it would be. It would still be a pretty crazy pump, right? That would be, yeah. That's pretty high. But these are just, it's not $12, right? So let's get to the next all-time high, and then we could talk about the higher targets. But I would be much more comfortable looking at these Fibonacci extension levels rather than just calling for the same exact breakout that we were looking at here. So, with all that being said, shout out to Altcoin Corey, also known as Daddy Zach. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for that. I got my stream deck set up, and unfortunately, I don't have all the sound effects. I did a lot of work on this stream deck. It's pretty fire. But got to get the sound effects in there. But shout out to Altcoin Corey. Says BTC to 1 million. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much. You did not have to do that, Daddy Zach. I appreciate you so much, though. Always showing support. And, yeah, you guys are the absolute best. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Let's see. Life's pretty. So shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend and Crimson Caravan Company. What is going on, guys? Thank you for being here. Shout out to Dave Digital. Said, Frankie, you're taking the family to Fogo de Chao. Dave, you might have just picked where we're going to eat. I'm not gonna lie. Fogo de Chao is absolutely fire. Shout out to Dave. Bro, you might have picked that. If they agree to that, that's what we're doing. I haven't been there in a minute. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other altcoins, guys. Real quick, I want to check in on Ethereum for you before we go ahead and wrap this up. We can take a look at WIF. Drop a sauce can in the chat if you have a membership, if you want to see WIF, and we'll pull that up real quick. But, guys, just bask in the glory here, guys. Like, where are we right now? We've ripped through that range. We got exactly what we wanted to see on Ethereum. Now, granted, we didn't hit the POC or the value area high just yet, but talk about the volume profiles playing out when you flip that value area low to support and looking for that run to fill the range. If it wasn't the other coins before that would allow you to put your trust in the volume profiles, or as much trust as you could put in TA, I wouldn't, bet the farm on it every time. But hopefully time and time again, seeing these things happen. When we look for this break on ETH to fill the range, we had already seen a bunch of coins do this multiple times, and we've even seen ETH do it on previous ranges multiple times. And this was kind of the one where I was like, guys, look at all these other coins that we have seen this happen with. Can we see Ethereum do it? Remember, all these coins didn't look like they were going to pump, but once they got above that value area low, they ripped through the range, and we were kind of like, hey, guys, like, watch, this might happen on ETH too, and here we are yet again. So if you're not using the volume profiles out there, definitely, you're missing out. I promise you that. But let's see. Frankie's going to have the meat sweats after Fogo. Shout out to iTrust Capital. Let's go. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Dave Digital said new phone, and I said, who this? Let's see. Okay, we got some sauce cans in the chat. Fogo de Chao, you told me meet y'all at Subway. WTF. Shout out to Tyler Durden. We should do a little trip to Fogo de Chao. Maybe a little Frankie Candles trip to Fogo de Chao one day. Have you ever been, Tyler? Let me know. We should go there. We should go there one day. Fogo de Chao is French for Subway. Shout out to Mike Vito. How'd you know that, bro? You speak French? Let's go. All right, let's see. Yeah, shout out to Mark says, what the heck? Bitcoin's a stable coin. Dude, tell me about it, bro. I can't stand it. This kills me, man. Shout out to Mark. You read my mind, bro. Like, do something, bro. Do something, Bitcoin. Come on. Shout out to Mark. What is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see. Shout out to Bruno says Sol is sitting sitting on sauce level, not boring anymore. Time to 50x. Shout out to Bruno. Let's take a quick look at whiff, guys. And shout out to Polar Bear, man. Says full moon pump starting for SEI and Doge. Maybe something for something like sushi pump is about to start. Shout out to Polar Beam. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am not a guy that looks at the moon phases. But if you backtest them, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you can't make it up, right? You backtest those moon phases, and like I am someone who will tell you, don't base your trades off of what you wanna like you have to base it off information, right? Which is why I don't follow the moon phases. There's nothing about the chart that's gonna make the moon phase. The moon phase is gonna make nothing about the moon phase is gonna make the chart move, right, or the asset move. But you backtest that stuff. It's interesting. It is very interesting. It really starts to make you think, like, what are these moon cycles? Like, it's interesting. It does hit a lot. Let's see. Alionic says, Frank, if you go to Fogo de Chao, some filet mignon wrapped in bacon with the cheese bread. Oh, baby, let's go. Shout out to Alionics. My mouth is literally watering right now. Oh, God. Fogo de Chao. But let's continue on here, guys. Let's go ahead and take a little look at whiff. Let me make sure. Yeah, 29 cents. Yeah, so on whiff here, I believe you're coming up to a golden pocket. And we'll take a look at Solana right after this. Yeah, so we are bouncing off this golden pocket. Very simply put, guys. I'll keep it nice and simple for you. We got the pump. We are at the full golden pocket retracement of that pull, right? 786 is living down here closer to about 24 cents. Closer to about 23.5 cents, also supported by this high volume node. So, you know, what is going on here? High volume node, low volume node. So, if we break below that golden pocket, I would look for a potential shot through that low volume gap to go test that 786. And if I go ahead and just pull a quick little volume profile, I'll give you guys a little bit of extra sauce here. Pull that volume profile. On the, let me see. Yeah, and you can see here that high volume node is not only on that 786, but also right on that POC, right? So you do have somewhat, some decent confluence here. So again, you know, at that point, right, if you lose that golden pocket, you're already expecting to potentially come down to the POC or the value area low of the range based off the fact that you're already back accepted inside the volume profile, right? You deviate from the upside. This is where you want to look for your short confirmations. Once you find your confirmation, you're hoping that price will break back into the range, bearishly retest, and then head towards that POC and value area low. We may just be making a stop at that golden pocket. Now, coming down to the lower time frames, like the 4-hour, we've had a green dot, a double green dot confirmed here. Money flow in the red, right? So that could continue the downtrend. Take a look at the 5-hour and the 6-hour. 6 hours in the red. 5 hours in the red. 6-hour is looking to cross over into the red. 8-hour green dot printing. Yeah, so you might get a little bit of a bounce off your golden pocket, but I would be careful with all this money flow crossing over into the red. And again, we can't really go much higher than this to look at the higher time frame analysis, but if we break down below that golden pocket, like many reasons to expect at least the 786 or POC here. This zone between 22 and 23 cents is kind of the next big level, right? Not only supported by the 786, but also the POC and also your volume. Now, clearly, you have a little spike in volume here. You have a little spike in volume here. So, you know, you could kind of bang around in here, but, you know, and get some, you could get clung up on these little high volume nodes. But for the most part, the next high volume node is clearly here. So again, you know, price likes to gravitate towards these high volume nodes. And then once you get into the gaps, you're going to gravitate to the next highest volume node. So that's what I'd be looking at on whiff. Kind of hard just because we can't see the higher time frame analysis. Let's see. Shout out to Mark Dutch, said he's not pulling fibs anymore. Yeah, actually, new goal. That was our New Year's resolution here. No more pulling fibs in 2024. It's all about, I don't know. I can't think of the joke. But shout out to Mark Dutch. Let's see. We're pulling fibs. I know when I pull fibs on Fridays, you guys say you do something when I pull a fib. I don't know what it is. But let's see. Yeah, shout out to, I can't see that name. Sideman, I can't see the full name. Sideman, something love, says, ever notice how people act a little crazier than usual when we have a full moon? Being the moon cycles being the moon cycles alter human emotions. Oh my God, it keeps moving up. are also in the market. Yeah, exactly. So it kind of make sense, right? We all know money does the same. Yes, absolutely. Like, this is kind of why, like, if you backtest those moon phases, it makes me think, like, I mean, hey, people act, I mean, I don't feel it, right? But, like, I never really tried to look for it either. But apparently people act different on full moons. That has something to do with the way the moon pulls the gravity on, you know, the moon gives us gravitational pull, right? That's what creates the tides, maybe. I think that's what creates the tides. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, guys. But if that moon gravitational pull pulls on the water, and we're, you know, 80% water or whatever, it makes people act different. And if they're acting different, they might be trading different, or they might just get a random spontaneous idea to invest in Bitcoin, or just a spontaneous idea to sell all their Bitcoin. It kind of makes sense to me, but it is interesting. Backtest those moon cycles, guys. It is very interesting. Friday fibs get pulled. I do a cannoli caddy. A cannoli. Guys, I'm sorry. I just see cannoli. He said, I'll do cannonball Caddyshack style. Not cannoli. Cannonball, not cannoli. I can't. The text is really small today. I don't know why. All right, let's take a look here. That was WIF. Let's take a quick look at Solana, guys, on Coinbase. And here we are, guys. It's on the sauce level. Let's go. Who said that? I forget. Dang, I forget who said it. But shout out to whoever said that. We are sitting. This is the level that we were looking at yesterday. Yeah, we broke down. Bearish retest on that value area high. Then you're looking for the move down to your POC, which is sitting down here at 90 cents. 90 cents and $90.44. However, we do have some nice levels here, right? You got the golden pocket bounce for the bearish retest. We got the acceptance back into the range. We broke the golden pocket, and we just hit that 786, right? So we could bounce here, right? And I'll take a look at market cipher in a second, but if we break down below that 786, you do have this nice backup of a fresh daily level sitting at 97.15. And then once you wind up breaking down below that, in my opinion, it's going to be more likely than not that you do go see that POC. Not guaranteed. I'm not calling for price to go down there. I'm saying if this, and you get stuck under the daily, then you could be looking at that, right? That's very important to understand when you're learning TA. The goal of the analysis is not to say, this looks bearish, it's going to go here. Right? That is not how you want to trade. I mean, now, like, you could have that assumption, right? You could say, look, hey, we broke down below the volume value area high. We're looking for a move to the POC. But you have to be open to the idea that we could potentially bounce off the 786 and leave the range, right? That's why you're not just going to be banking on that POC. We know it's probable to come down here, but we know we have to assess the situation at this key level of support because we know we can get a strong bounce here. And then what are you going to do, right? You're going to wait for price to come to, oh, no, we're definitely going to go to the POC, right? Like, you can't do that, right? You've got to be open to all these potential opportunities because things change as price develops, right? So with that being said, your money flow has crossed over into the red here, but look at your VWAP. Could kind of fight for one little bounce here. So based off the volume profile, I would expect to eventually get down to that POC, but I would analyze the bounce off this 786 and daily level to see. But not only are we looking for the POC because of the volume profile, but also this is the 8-hour money flow just now crossing over into the red. Take a look at the 10-hour. Yeah, money flow on the 10-hour clearly coming down. Now, again, short term, VWAPs are rolling back up. Could give you a little bit of a bounce to the upside. But in general, this money flow is looking a little bit more bearish on the hourly time frames. So keep that in mind. But, you know, could get a bounce here. But that's what I'd be looking at on Solana. Take a look at some of these lower time frames, actually. Yeah, so not only that, I mean, yeah, man, these bullish signals are just getting stepped on right now. Like, not only, like, another reason why you could get a bounce off this is your lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. Bada boom, bada bing. So, yeah, you could get that retracement, but I would be careful because money flow on the medium hourly time frames is pointing to more downside. So what does that make us do, right? That makes us say, hey, if we get a bounce and that money flow is still looking bearish on these medium hourly time frames, money flow in the red on the 4, 5, and 6 hour, now the 8-hour crossing into the red, we would expect that bounce to be potentially somewhat lackluster before continuing our downtrend. But it's all going to lie on what happens at that key level. And again, that zone is coming in between 98.56 and 97.04. Yeah, shout out to Bruno. Said, Frankie, I told you Solana wasn't born anymore. Sauce level. Shout out to Bruno. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, that is, right down into our level. Absolutely beautiful here. It could be the start of that gravitational pull towards that naked daily point of control. And hopefully not down towards that POC, which is also a magnet. All right, let's go ahead and see here. Is there anything looking bullish right now? Aaron, let's see. I mean, Dogecoin in the long term, right? Right, Dogecoin, this looks pretty bullish to me in the long term, right? Fresh money flow crossover into the green. But this is likely not going to play out today and tomorrow or the next day, right? This is going to take time, right? You're probably going to meander around that value area high. Maybe you finally break out. Maybe you get an exciting push up, but then you might get a correction, right? It's probably going to be a slow grind. But for the most part, I mean, look, you shot right through that volume gap, rejected this high volume node, right? If I put our line on this shelf of volume, you can see what happened here, right? You have your little spike in volume here, your low volume gap here. You break out of the range high, quick move through the gap, and then you reject that high volume node. So Dogecoin does look bullish to me. It's just in the longer term. So hopefully that, but yeah, short term, nothing we've looked at yet looks very, very bullish to me. Let's see. AI narrative is so back. Let's check XAI. I saw a bunch of people shouting that out. I had a couple people asking me in the premium Discord earlier today to look at this, and I did not have time to drop any of that sauce, unfortunately. So let me take a look at it right here. So XAI, let's see. So on the daily, VWAP is coming back. Nothing really to take away from the daily. There's not enough history here to give any reliable analysis. Take a look at the 5-hour. VWAP coming down. 4-hour VWAP coming down. And I will say, you do have some kind of bearish divergences forming here, right? Now, again, you always want to be a little bit more careful fading altcoins when they're in big uptrends like this, because it will spit in the bears' faces, right? So just be careful. But there, this, and you also have money flow coming up here. So this isn't like a bearish divergence that's like a beautiful setup, right? And we talk about this a lot. Money flow is coming up, making it a little bit less of a fire setup, right? But it could indicate some kind of a pullback. And then if you start looking at your volume profile here, zoom in, bada bing, bada boom. Take a look at the 2-hour. Yeah, this. You are deviating above your volume profile. So if those bear divs do wind up playing out and we do get a pullback, you have this nice context of the range below, right? We can get a breakdown, acceptance into the range, and then you can look for the move down to the POC and the value area low, which your POC is coming in at $1.32, and your value area low is coming in at about $1.25, almost $1.26. So, and you do have a bit of volume up here, right? So that's why price is kind of sticking around here, or it could be why price is, it could have been creating this high volume node. But, this is, even if you get down to this low, you could look for long positions to look to come back up to the high of the range and potentially off to higher prices. And then in my opinion, once you lose about $1.17, which is your next high volume node, come down, bada boom, get stuck under here. That's where you could see a bigger move down to this shelf of volume, which is getting closer to about $1.09. And then other than, no divergence there. Yeah, that 4-hour bear div is what I would look for. And then your key levels are simply your value area high, POC, and your value area low. Bada boom, right there. Make it a box. Saw Tony D come back in chat. Tony D, you better be like at the bar right now, just checking in. You better not be like you better not be doing anything in chat right now. Like go home, Tony D. Go have fun. Shout out to Tony D. Says, well, if it isn't Frankie short stream candles, shout out to Tony D. But yeah, guys, with all that being said, let's see. Shout out to Pervas. Said, hi guys. I'm here until he says value area high or low. And he said, dang. I guess, where is he going to say bye? Yo, shout out to you, bro. XAI wants, shout out to Terry. Terry, put it in reverse, Terry. Yo, I'm on one today, guys. This is new Aztecian cactus moss water. Yeah, it's supposed to be healthy. And I'm not kidding. I'm going to cover up our new logo. But it says healthy and natural caffeine. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's a new healthy. We went a little sugarless on the new Aztecian cactus moss water. Where's Tyler? Tyler says, at Frank, time to end the stream. We have 7 p.m. reservations for Subway. I do not want to be late. Shout out to Tyler Durden. I mean, Tyler Durden does run this channel. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Tyler. But sauce or gravy? Ryan, it's sauce. I'm sorry. They say gravy in the movies. I know. I don't know anyone who actually says gravy other than people who are not Italian that watched My Cousin Vinny. I think that's where that's from. I don't know any Italians that call it gravy. I don't know where that came from. Maybe I'm not Italian enough. I don't know. It's sauce. And it's not sauce. It's sauce. But shout out to you, bro. I don't know. I think some people call it gravy. I've just never. I mean, I am a New York Italian. I've never met someone who calls it gravy. Right? Like my grandparents would cook sauce. They never called it gravy. It's like the most traditional Italians you could ever meet. Let's see. Actually, Tony D's dad is literally off the boat from Italy. So he probably knows. Ask Tony D. He probably has a better insight than I am. I'm really just a New York Italian. But if it says it's healthy, it's not. Golden, yeah, you're probably right. That is most likely true. Shout out to Golden. Let's see. Yes, shout out to Crypto Crab, man. I just had a conversation. I think I had a realization that I really need to start taking my health seriously. I drink way too much energy drinks. I drink way too much coffee. I don't eat enough food. I'm stressed out all the time. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, guys. But anyway, shout out to Tony D. Says, Sister Candles reveal. Hey, we just had our special analyst on, Tony D. Took a look at Dogecoin and just started scream crying at Dogecoin. I didn't know it was that bearish, but yeah, just immediate scream crying. But yeah, shout out to Tony D. Depends on what you're cooking. Yes, I guess that's true, Ryan. That's actually a really good answer. Tony, my dad is from Parma. Does he say, Tony D, does he say gravy or sauce? Let me know. What do you think, Tony? Is it gravy or sauce? Let me know. All right, let's see. Let's continue. Yo, shout out to Golden for another 20 Frankie Candles memberships. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden, bro. Absolutely insane. The Mr. Beast of the Candle Mafia. Shout out to Golden. Unbelievable. But before I let you guys go, that's what I'm looking at on XAI. Shout out to Tony D. Said, my dad is from Parma. Shout out to Tony D. Is it sauce or gravy, Tony? We need to know. We need to know. I say sauce. My family always said sauce. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Only time I've ever heard gravy is in like other non-Italian people saying, "Oh, you guys must say gravy," and I'm always like, "Where did this come from?" And I think it's from My Cousin Vinny. But with that being said, you guys are funny, man. Shout out, drop those golden emojis, guys. We got Golden constantly dropping these memberships, keeping the mafia blessed. Unbelievable. Yeah, add Frankie, it's sauce. Yeah, I've never heard anybody actually call it gravy. Interesting. Mashed potatoes and sauce? Yo, shout out to Ryan. Yeah, like we just have it backwards. We call gravy sauce and sauce gravy. Shout out to Ryan, bro. Okay, shout out to Give Tyler Durden a raise. Said ticker sign spins, guys. So 2 announcements here. Number 1, we are going to we're gonna do the giveaways on Monday because I already went longer than I was supposed to. So we're gonna do the giveaways on Monday. But here's another announcement. I don't know exactly how we're gonna do it. Me and Tony D have to figure it out. But we want to do something for the Candle Mafia, and I think what we're gonna do. And again, we have to work out the details, but we're going to be giving away, I think what we're going to do is the next stream that we have 1,000 likes on, we're going to be giving away $1,000, about $1,000. It's going to be 0.2 Bitcoin, which right now is like about $1,000. But if we get the next live stream, we get 1,000 likes on, we're going to be giving away 0.2 Bitcoin. I want to say $1,000 because 1,000 likes for $1,000. But if Bitcoin goes up, that 0.2 will be worth much more than $1,000. So shout out to the Mafia. We're going to be doing the giveaways on Monday. However, we're also going to be giving away 0.2 Bitcoin either next week, or we may even run that, well, depending on how we decide to do it. If it's 1,000 likes, we give it away the next time we get 1,000 likes. But maybe we'll do something else where we run something for 2 weeks, let a bunch of people get in, and then we'll give it away. But we're gonna do it, but it's official. We will be giving away 0.2 Bitcoin. We just got to figure out exactly what we want to do. And then for Monday's giveaways, it's going to be a regular giveaway. Tyler Durden, if you have the link to the video they need to like and comment on, if you want to drop that in the chat right now, and I will raid that video, which I think I can do. So I'll just raid you guys. Stick around in the chat. I'll raid you to that video. Drop a like. Watch the video. I recommend it. But drop that like, leave a comment, and you will be entered in on Monday's giveaway. And with all that being said, shout out to the Mafia. Shout out to everybody who super chatted. Shout out to Golden for dropping, 125 memberships or something like that. Absolutely ballistic. We appreciate you endlessly, bro. Shout out to 12 Big for the super chat, Steven Diaz for the super chat, Daddy Zach, Tony D, Golden with another membership, and shout out to Sizangi Owen. Shout out to you for getting a membership, and Tony D saying his dad is from Parma. But with all that being said, guys, I will see you right here, same place, same time, on Monday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got to go meet with that analyst because I think Dogecoin looks bullish, and he's over here crying about that chart. He's supposed to be a professional. I don't know. I got to go talk to him. But that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a mill, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Oh, my God. Okay, guys, I'm not questioning that guy again. That analyst, I have just met him today. I told him that I thought he might have been wrong. Punched me right in the face. So I got to get out of here, guys. Oh, God, I can taste the blood. Hasta pasta mafia, guys. We got Tom Crown in the chat. Drop those sunglass what is that? The cool guy emoji? How do you say that? Smiley face with sunglass emoji? Shout out to Tom Crown. Good to see you, bro. I'm going to shoot you a text right now. But shout out to Tom Crown. Show him some love. And guys, if you're not, you guys are all probably already subbed to him. But if you're not subbed to Tom Crown, guys, you are missing out on Mr. Chapow. Shout out to Tom Crown. That's all I got, guys. Have a good weekend. Hasta pasta. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the